Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and happy new year, happy 2021. For today's video, I am going to be filming one of my favorite videos ever to film every single year, and that is everything that I used up in the previous year. So today I'm going to be walking you guys through every single product that I used up in 2020. You guys might remember my little black bag that I store my empties in throughout the year. Every single year, I think this is my third or fourth year saving everything on a yearly basis. So we have a mixture of hair care, shower products, self-care products, skincare, and makeup. I'm going to be sharing everything with you guys today, kind of giving you mini reviews, a little rundown, letting you know if it is something that I already repurchased, if I didn't really like it, and things like that. But I really hope you guys had an amazing holiday season. I hope 2021 is even better than 2020 was, and I'm really excited to see what the new year has in store for all of us. And I just wanted to thank you guys for all of the support you showed me in 2020. We hit 10,000 subscribers here on my channel and we're still growing, and I'm just so excited for this new year. So with all that being said, I really hope that you guys enjoy, and if you want to see everything that I used up in 2020, make sure to keep on watching. The first thing that I have to show you guys is one of my favorite conditioners ever, and that is the Garnier Whole Blends Restoring Conditioner. This is the Maple Remedy. I really love this, you guys. It smells so much like maple syrup, like sweet breakfast pancakes, I guess you could say. It smells really great. I find that this nourishes my hair a ton. My hair has always grown fast, but I found that this even makes my hair grow faster. And I just overall love the Whole Blends line in general. I love the Maple Remedy. Currently, I'm using the honey one, I believe it's called. Honey something. I forgot the full name of it. Honey Treasures maybe. But overall, I feel like for my hair, you cannot go wrong with the Garnier Whole Blends. And before any of you guys come for me for using drugstore products, whether it's on my skin or in my hair, I love drugstore products. You guys know I'm all about affordable yet effective products, and these are what works for me. I don't really like spending a lot of money on expensive hair care and shampoo and stuff like that, and I find that my hair is really healthy and I have no issues with using drugstore hair products. Next up, no surprise here, I finished up another Thayer's Witch Hazel. This is the Rose Petal Formula. You guys know how I feel about the Thayer's Witch Hazel. I absolutely love it. I personally think it was a total game changer in my skincare routine. The one thing I will say is that ever since using this one up, I have switched over to the unscented version, which it's been really important for me to transition to fragrance-free in my skincare routine. So after I finished up this rose petal toner, I switched over to the unscented, which I feel like it cleans my skin just as effectively. I just don't have to worry about any fragrances or essential oils that might be added as a fragrance or anything like that. But if you guys have been watching me, like I said, then you definitely know that I love this stuff. It has definitely been a game changer for me when it came to clearing my skin and getting rid of acne and blackheads. I actually did finish up a second bottle of this. I'm not sure if it's in the bottom of this bag or if it's somewhere else, because I was sharing the second bottle with my mom, so she might have recycled it once she finished it up. But I definitely go through more than one of these in a year, and we're working on a third one currently because it is so good. Now we have some drugstore products that I know aren't the greatest for my skin, and now that I've used them up, I will definitely not be repurchasing these, and I haven't used these in a while. I actually finished these up at the beginning of 2020 before quarantine and everything like that, and I have since replaced these completely in my skincare routine. These are the two facial cleansers that I used to use. I know, not the greatest. I have heard nightmares about clean and clear products now, but I use this face wash for years and years and years. This is the Night Relaxing Deep Cleaning Face Wash, and this actually has little micro beads in it, which I know are terrible for the skin, terrible for the environment and the oceans. And same goes for this. This is the Biore Pore Unclogging Scrub. I used to love this when I had more oily and acne prone skin. I thought this was so good for my skin, but looking back with both of these products, after I would wash my face felt so incredibly dry and stripped, and like I could just not wait to slather moisturizer on my skin. And I feel like your skin should not feel like that after you wash your face. Sorry, also if I'm turning, I got a new chair for Christmas for my desk and my filming station, and I'm rolling back and forth here. But yeah, definitely felt super stripped after I would use these products. I realized that they would leave my face itchy. I learned terrible things about the microbeads and the plastics that are in these types of products. I definitely got my use out of these because I did not want any of the product to go to waste, but I can successfully say that now that these are done, I will never go back to them, and I have replaced them with alternatives in my skincare routine. So speaking about the new cleanser that I replaced my old products with, I actually did go ahead and finish up a whole one already, and this is the La Roche-Posay Toleriane Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. I absolutely love this. This is so gentle and amazing for my sensitive skin. It is just so different, like night and day, compared to the Clean and Clear cleanser with how this makes my skin look. Now granted, I feel like the one thing that I did give up with the Clean and Clear cleanser was that deep clean makeup removing qualities literally melts everything out of the skin, but at the same time that was very stripping and very drying, whereas this doesn't completely remove my makeup, but it cleanses the skin so gently while still leaving me with a nice clean. So I've talked about this a little in the past, so I won't get too deep into it, but I will just do a double cleanse when I use this, whether I wash my face twice with this product or use like a makeup remover cloth or something like that to take my makeup off first and then go in and wash my face. This face wash has completely transformed my skin. I see such a difference after I get out of the shower. My skin is not irritated in the slightest, and I also just feel how gentle and hydrating this is on the skin. Another skincare regret, I guess you could say, that I used up in 2020 is the Mario Badescu Skincare Rose Water. Now, I don't think I've thoroughly enough done my research on this to say that it's completely terrible, and I feel like I'm not knowledgeable enough to be putting information out there myself. So definitely take what I say here with a grain of salt, but I just haven't heard the greatest thing about this rose water. Again, I finished it up because I had it and I did like how it made my skin feel, but I do believe this has alcohol in it, and looking back, I definitely do think this was probably something that was doing more harm to my skin than any good. I've been having trouble finding another rose water or facial spray that I kind of like more than this one, so if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know. I've just heard so many mixed things about this spray. It's kind of one of those things where some people love it and some people hate it, and I just decided, just to be safe, I would stop using it after I finished this one up. So this is the large size, 8 fluid ounces. It's really affordable, but again, I'm just a little bit hesitant about repurchasing it now. So you guys will have to let me know if I should repurchase it or kind of pass over it and find something a little bit better for my skin. Here we have a little bit of a boring product. I used up a couple of deodorants, of course, in 2020. This is my favorite, the Degree Motion Sense Ultra Clear Black and White Invisible Solid. I believe I used up 3 or 4 of these. I do remember one of them I left at my boyfriend's house empty, and then I couldn't find it again to put in my bag. So definitely 3. I don't remember if I used up 4 and I accidentally tossed one, but I definitely used more than 2 deodorants in 2020. You guys can trust me on that. But again, kind of boring. I feel like there's not much to say about it. It's just my favorite deodorant. It's my favorite scent. It controls oil and sweating really well. I'm a sweaty girl. I'll be the first one to admit it. And this is definitely my favorite deodorant that I've tried. I was looking for this when I started the video, but I couldn't find it. I do have the matching Maple Remedy Garnier Whole Blend Shampoo. As I mentioned when I was talking about the conditioner, I just really like this whole blends line. I find that it has done really great things for my hair, and I definitely used to go for shampoos that were way stripping, like VO5 Clarifying, the Neutrogena purifying one that's in like the clear bottle. I used to use those every single night, and looking back, I could see how stripping those were on my hair. But I find that my hair is really healthier than ever, honestly, when switching to more hydrating products. I chopped about 5.5 inches off my hair about a month ago now, and I'm just so happy with the place that my hair is in. So I love the whole blends line. Sticking on the hair care theme, I have another Garnier product. I believe I talked about this in my 2019 Vaseline Empties as well. This is their Pure Clean Detangler and Air Dry without tangle or frizz spray. Love this stuff. I've gone through a couple of them. As I said, in 2019, I am almost done with a second one that I am going through now. This has been really great for my hair. I love spraying this in my hair after I shower at night. It really helps to detangle my wet brush. It goes through my hair like absolute butter when I use this spray in my hair. And I do see such a huge difference when my hair air dries with the spray opposed to without the spray. I find that this is a really great alternative to the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair hair mask, the spray. I kind of use them as the same thing, and I purchased this with the intention to replace the Briogeo one, and I find that there aren't many differences, and this is like a quarter of the price. I think the Briogeo one is close to $30, $28, $29, and this you could get for $4 or $5 on Amazon. It is so good, and I see such a difference in my hair when I use this. In 2020, I finished up the e.l.f. Illuminating Eye Cream. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love e.l.f. skincare. And the eye cream was good, don't get me wrong, but I'm not the biggest believer in eye cream. And I don't know how many of you guys are with me on this one. I just kind of put my normal face moisturizer under my eyes as well. Despite all of that, I did go ahead and give this e.l.f. eye cream a shot, and I did really like it. I found that it was nice and cooling underneath the eyes, but I didn't see any extraordinary differences opposed to just using my normal face cream like CeraVe or something like that. If anything, it was just more for like, ooh, I'm putting my eye cream on. I feel so like self-care moment right now, if that makes any sense. I do just think I would stick to my normal face moisturizer for under my eyes. I didn't really see the illuminating factor of this too much. It was just kind of, you know, average. Fun for my skincare routine, fun mentally for like my self-care. In my head, I felt good that I was using eye cream. I definitely think I could just skip on the eye cream going forward. Another kind of boring product that I used up is the Crest 3D White Toothpaste. This is my favorite toothpaste. I've been using this for years. Again, I went through more than just one toothpaste in 2020, but it is one of those things I share with my household. So if it runs out, someone else might grab it and throw it out. I believe this is the one that I used up throughout my last semester of college, the couple months that I was able to stay in my dorm. This is the one that I used up totally and completely by myself. I just love the 3D White Toothpaste a lot. I also finished up the Boscia Luminizing Black Mask. This is a peel-off mask. When I just wanted like a very deep clean to my skin, this is something that I would go for maybe once a month, if that. I would kind of just keep this on the side for those days where I felt like I needed to just pull all the gunk out of my skin, and I just love how this left my skin looking and feeling after I would use it. With it being a peel-off mask, I was careful with how often I would use it, and it did take me a pretty good while to go through this as well. I believe this took me a little bit over a year to use up, which is actually probably past its expiration, but I wanted to make sure I used up every little last bit of this, and I really liked it. I love how it left my skin feeling. And again, this is the Boscia Luminizing Black Mask. I haven't repurchased it just because I do believe it is a little bit pricey, but I probably would repurchase it. Having sensitive skin, this is something that my skin really, really liked, and I definitely think I would repurchase this with like a Sephora gift card or something in the future. Last year, I finished up a couple of lip products, lip care products. So the first one that I finished up in the very beginning of 2020 is the Nivea Milk and Honey Lip Care. This was one of my favorite, more like traditional chapsticks to kind of throw on throughout the day. I really liked this a lot. It was very nourishing. I love how it smelled, and it was just very, very soft on the lips. Every single winter, I go through such a bad battle with my lips of them being very itchy and swollen and inflamed. I kind of get like eczema around my lips almost, and I found that this did a really nice job at calming down my lips enough so that they had time to heal. I want to say around February or March I was using this, and it saved my lips. I also finished up 2 of the Vaseline Lip Therapy. This is pretty much just 100% Vaseline in a tube, but I just really like this for my lips. I find that it is very hydrating, and I find that it's not too greasy. It's really great for underneath makeup. It lasts a long time on the lips, and they're so affordable. These are only like 99 cents, $1 something at certain stores. On Amazon, depending on where you get them. But they are just like good old classic reliable Vaseline. I absolutely love it for the lips. So I went through 2 of them in 2020 and I am working on a 3rd one right now. I already repurchased this. So those were all of these skincare and hair care and miscellaneous products that I used up in 2020. Now everything that I have left are all makeup products. So let's go ahead and kick off this portion of the video by talking about mascaras. When I did my makeup inventory video back in July or August, I believe, I had way too many mascaras open and I made it a goal the second half of 2020 to finish up my mascaras before I even thought about buying a new one, unless the mascara was sent to me in PR or for a sponsorship or something like that. I did not purchase any new mascaras in the second half of 2020, and I was able to use up 5 of the 8 or 9, I believe, that I had open. The first one that I used up is the e.l.f. Keep Your Curl Mascara, which is one of my top favorites. It is the one that I'm wearing today. It is only $5 from e.l.f. and it is just like my good old reliable mascara. It makes my lashes so long. It keeps them nice and curled throughout the day. And this is like my new staple favorite. I cannot stop repurchasing this, and I definitely think I will continue to do so. The next one that I used up is the Milani Highly Rated Mascara. This was so long overdue for me to use up because I opened this in December of 2019 and I did not finish it until like October of November or 2020. I know that is gross. Do as I say and not as I do, and make sure you are replacing your mascara every like 3 to 4 months, even if you don't use it up. But I finally was able to use it up until it was super dry and I could not use it anymore. Would I repurchase this mascara? I don't think so. I really think it was good. This was something that was gifted to me in PR, but I don't think that I would purchase this myself, only because it is extremely volumizing and it adds lots of volume and like thickness and darkness to my lashes. But I'm the type of person where I really need a lot of length to my lashes because they are pretty short naturally, and I just found that this Milani mascara didn't really do that for me. It was pretty, again, it made my lashes super dark and thick, but whenever I used this, I was just always missing that length, or I put it in combination with another more lengthening mascara. So I really like this, but I don't think that I will repurchase it. I also finished up 2 of the Maybelline Total Temptation mascaras. One is the normal washable formula, and then the other is the waterproof formula. I actually think I like the waterproof a lot more. This was so incredibly waterproof, like almost really hard to get off my lashes at the end of the day. And I typically don't love waterproof mascara for that reason, but this was my ride or die mascara over the summer for my lower lashes. I took this on, not this particular tube, but another tube. I took this on vacation with me summer of 2019. This does not budge whether you're in the pool or going to the beach. It is such an incredible waterproof mascara, and I actually think it looks nicer on the lashes than the original one. This is one of my favorite mascara formulas, hands down, and I do think the original one is so good. It adds so much nice length to my lashes, but the waterproof one is just like a step higher for me in how it looks and how it lasts on my lashes. I really like these, and I'm still currently going through a couple more mascaras now, but when I need a new mascara, maybe come the summertime, I definitely will be repurchasing the waterproof Total Temptation. Last but certainly not least for mascara, I also finished up the Essence Lash Princess. This is the False Lash Effect mascara. Absolutely love this. Probably my #1 mascara of all time. I always get so many compliments when I wear this mascara. People are asking, what's on your lashes? Are your lashes real? And to me, my lashes are so short. That is like the best compliment ever. And people are always so shocked when I tell them that it is the $5 Essence Lash Princess. Let's go ahead and talk all about brow pencils. I use up brow pencils like water, you guys. I used up 5 brow pencils in 2020. And I have a couple of duplicates as well. So the first one that I will mention that is a solo one, I only used up 1 of these. This is the Kylie Cosmetics Kai Brow Eyebrow Pencil in the shade medium brown. First and foremost, I love Kylie's packaging, and you guys know I don't talk about Kylie Cosmetics too much here on my channel because her products don't usually appeal to me too much, but I have to say I did like the Ki-Brow pencil. It wasn't my favorite. I didn't totally love it. I found that first and foremost, I think the packaging is a little cheapy to me. This would like totally pull off and break apart the spoolie. The actual crayon part of the pencil kept cracking when I would run it through my brows. I do have a video where I compared this to the Fenty brow pencil up on my channel. I did a full comparison and wear test and everything like that, so you guys can see this in full effect on my eyebrows. But it just had like this waxy quality to it, to where it made my eyebrows look a little bit shiny, which again isn't 100% my favorite. It didn't look completely natural, so not bad. I definitely think I have tried worse brow pencils, but for the price, I think the packaging could have been a little bit better, and I just think the formula could have been thought out a little bit more on this one. I used up 2 of the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP, also in the shade medium brown. These are incredible, you guys. Hands down though, this is one of my favorite brow pencils of all time. I love the packaging, like the triangle packaging just makes it so easy to hold. If you guys, I'm sure you've seen, it has the little paddle on the end instead of the spoolie for combing out your eyebrows. It was just so good, you guys. There is not a single bad thing to say about this pencil. The packaging, the formula, the brush, how easy it applied. I really don't think there's a negative bad thing to say about this pencil, and it is easy to use up a lot of these, let me tell you, especially when I use something like this every day. As much as I love my Fenty pencil, I just think my Anastasia Brow Wiz completely and totally has my heart. This is my go-to every single day, will never ever do me wrong brow pencil. And I definitely feel that way about the Fenty one too. They are essentially the same exact thing, but I think what does it for me is just the classic spoolie. There is something about the classic spoolie to me that I feel like I could never replace. So I think that's why the Brow Wiz kind of takes a step up for me on top of the Fenty pencil. I used up 2 more of these. Again, I have another 1 or 2 in my drawer that I'm currently using because I go through these so quickly and I use them so much every single day. The shade Chocolate from ABH is my favorite. This is what I'm wearing in my eyebrows today. It just gives me like the cleanest looking brow, the most natural looking brow with the, again, the spoolie that I love so much just to brush out my brows. In 2020, I finished up a couple of makeup sprays and primer waters and things like that. The first one that I finished up is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 primer water. I really like this. I think this is a great drugstore facial spray. I know it also comes in cucumber and coconut if you guys are curious, but I really like this. This is so much better than Wet n Wild's original setting spray, I believe. I did not like that one at all. It was so bad, but this was really nice. I really preferred this for underneath my makeup. I found that it left a nice hydrating layer. I love the scent of roses, and it was just really nice and refreshing on the skin, and I believe it's only like $5. Definitely one of my favorite products from Wet n Wild this past year. I also finished up a ton of Fix Plus. This is my absolute favorite makeup spray ever. So I finished up 1 full-size Fix Plus. I use this every day religiously underneath my makeup, over my makeup, even like in between my routine to wet my sponges sometimes and things like that. You just can't go wrong with some good old traditional Fix Plus. So I used up 1 big one of the like half size travel size ones, if you guys can see here, and then 1 super mini tiny travel size one that I got in a little value set from MAC. I do have 1 more spray. I finished up the Catrice long lasting prime and fine multi-talent fixing spray. This is almost an exact dupe for Fix Plus, you guys. It essentially does the same exact thing on the skin, except for less than half the price. I believe this is only $7 or $8 at Ulta. I love this spray a lot. I do like the illuminating one a little bit more, which is one that I'm working on now. But as I said, this is almost an exact dupe for Fix Plus. If you guys have wanted to try Fix Plus but you don't want to spend the money, definitely give this one from Catrice a try because they are so similar. It prepares the skin, improves makeup wear, refreshes the complexion. It does all of these same things that Fix Plus does. Wow, I went through a lot of makeup spray in 2020, you guys. In 2020, I also went through 2 of my favorite Maybelline Superstay foundations. foundations, one in the shade 118, which is my winter shade, and then one in the shade 120, which is kind of like my in-between shade. I'm wearing 120 now because I still don't feel like I'm at my absolute fairest. I feel like I'm at my absolute fairest more in like February, March. I finished up 2 of these, and it doesn't surprise me that I only finished up 2 just because a little bit of this foundation goes such a long way. I also kind of bounce back and forth between shades and all of the other foundations that I have in my collection, but this is the only foundation that I used up in 2020. A little bit of this really does go a long way. I usually only use 1 to 1.5 pumps every single time that I do my makeup, so I used up 2 of those last year. I also used up a Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It has been so long since I've seen this concealer or talked about it here on my channel. I definitely would say that this is something that has been replaced in my routine. First, it was replaced by the Toothpaste Born This Way concealer, but honestly now, you guys, I just use so many drugstore concealers that I find are so comparable to Tarte Shape Tape or even better, like the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, the ColourPop concealers. There are just so many great drugstore concealers that I reach for on a daily basis. Tarte Shape Tape is definitely a thing of the past for me, and I remember using this up maybe last January or February. It has been so long since I last used this concealer, and keeping it so real with you guys, I really don't miss it at all. I used to think that this was my ride or die concealer, that I would never find anything better than this. I don't know, I just don't miss it. I found that it had beautiful coverage. It was extremely full coverage under the eye, but it was always just a little bit drying, and I prefer more of that hydrating look under the eye now. I finished up 2 loose face powders in 2020. The first one is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is my old reliable face powder. I'm already working on going through another one. This is just such a staple product for me, something that I need to have in my collection and my routine at all times. It is just that perfect finely milled face powder that anyone could use, no matter what skin type, no matter what type of year. This is the best setting powder that I have ever tried. It's what I'm wearing today. It just makes your skin so incredibly flawless and airbrushed without dulling down the luminosity of the foundation or primers that you're wearing underneath. And then the second face powder that I used up was also a huge favorite. This is from Milani, and it is their Make It Last setting powder, and I have mine in the shade Translucent Light to Medium. I don't know why I opened it. There's literally nothing left in here. A little bit of this goes a long way. Very finely milled as well. Awesome for baking. No flashback or anything with either of these powders. I will say though, I do think the Milani powder is just a little bit better for me in the summer months because it is a little bit more mattifying. Helps to keep any shine or oil under control. I find that the Maybelline powder doesn't have many mattifying qualities to it, so it's really great for year-round, winter months, even when my skin is dry. But the Milani one, I couldn't really pull it off too much in the winter once my skin started to get a little bit more dry. But it was a huge favorite of mine in the summer, and it lasted almost a year as well, this container. The very last products that I used up in 2020 are my favorite, the iconic e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primers. I scraped these containers clean, you guys. These primers are probably the best primer that I've ever used, the best thing that e.l.f. Cosmetics have ever done. Here's the second one that I used up. I literally would scrape this with a Q-tip, you guys, to get every little last drop out of this. I know I talked about these a ton in 2020, and I believe these came out in 2019, so I probably talked about them a lot for the past 2 years, but there is no better face primer for my skin type. My foundation looks flawless on top of this, and it doesn't matter what foundation I use. Every single combination of foundation, concealer, powder looks absolutely flawless on top of the Poreless Putty Primer. I look back at my makeup routine and I'm like, what did I do before this? It is the perfect combination of hydrating and smoothing and pore filling, and covers all of my texture. There is absolutely nothing better than this primer for my skin. All right, you guys, so that is everything. My 2020 Empties bag is officially empty. Those are all of the products that I used up this past year in 2020. I love filming this video so much every single year. It just brings me so much joy to recap on all of these products and kind of remember the time periods in which I was using them and how I felt about them and stuff like that. And it's also just been really satisfying for me to actually use up product instead of throwing out stuff that is expired and I can't use it anymore. I love using up my makeup and my products, and it is definitely something that I am going to keep doing, and I'm going to start collecting today again for 2021. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing all of my empties. I hope you enjoyed seeing today's video and spending time with me today. If you did, and if you want to see more empties videos in the future for years to come, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel before you leave. I would love to have you guys here as part of my little YouTube fam. If you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos, click that notification bell down below and you'll get notified every single time that I upload a new video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year again. I am so excited for 2021, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.